I'm Cheryl Lyon from the Sandusky Community Library with the Cookbook Discussion Group. So today we are going to do 2 fresh produce items because it's late August. There's plenty of produce out there. If you don't have it in your own garden, you can always get it at the farmer's market. So first we're going to do a crisscross salad with fresh fruits and vegetables. Next we're going to do a zucchini skillet recipe. Obviously there's plenty of zucchini out there. So first with the crisscross salad, it calls for fresh broccoli, which you can have if you have plenty of it in your garden, you can use that. Go to your farmer's market if you don't. We also are going to use 2 tomatoes, which I did get at the farmer's market. We're going to use regular onion, not red, because I find red just a little bit too strong. Plus we have kidney beans that are drained and our Italian seasoning, plus we're going to have shredded cheddar. So it's a broccoli salad. It's called crisscross salad. It's from Taste of Home. First we're going to do is a pound of broccoli, fresh broccoli, and we're going to cut it up in small pieces. You might want to use a little bit of the stem, but not a whole lot. So we're going to cut it up in small pieces, like that. Put it in there. It depends too. If you don't want stems, you don't have to use the stems. They're good for you. They give you a little bit of fiber, but you might not like them if they're hard. So I'm going to put in almost this whole head of fresh broccoli. This is very colorful, and you could probably add other vegetables, even like radishes if you choose to do that. Start with that. Then we've got our 2 fresh tomatoes. Now you could also, if you would want to, you could peel them. I'm not going to do that. And with a sharp knife, it'll come out really nice. So put a couple of those in. Not only is this a colorful salad, it is very nutritious. And that's what I like about this time of the year. We can use fresh corn, we've got zucchini, we've got so many fresh vegetables, and they're all so good for you. And if you check out your farmer's market, you might find a lot of different ones that you wouldn't even grow at home. Okay, so we've got almost a head of broccoli in there. Oops. And then we're going to add only half of the onion because it is strong, and we're going to use the other half in our second dish today. And I never use the outside. It's even a little bit tough, so we're going to cut out a lot of the actual outside of the onion. And I've washed all these vegetables. We don't wash onions, but everything else I've already washed. See, it's getting to be colorful there. Just a little bit more broccoli. It depends if you're making this for 2 people or 4 people. I'm only making enough just for 2. I did get the dark kidney beans. You could use just regular red beans, or you can use just the light colored kidney beans. You could probably use pinto beans too, but it wouldn't just have quite the color as this would. So far we got the onions, the tomatoes, the broccoli, and then we're going to add, I'm not going to use the whole, since I'm only making this for 2, I'm using half, which these have already been drained, and I would recommend rinsing them also because of all the salt content. So if you mix it up real nice here, and then we're going to add a half a cup of shredded cheese because I'm only doing half the recipe. You could even vary your cheese if you want to do that. And this is the zesty Italian, which I think has really good flavor to it. I don't use the light because I just think this brings out more of the flavor than your low fat would be. If you stir it up really nice, you want to let this sit for 2 or 3 hours at least. And sometimes you might have to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning before you serve it because it will combine and dry up a little bit with your vegetables. It needs just a little bit more. But I've been making this for probably 20 years and we just love it, especially when you can use the fresh vegetables this time of the year. So that's all there is to the crisscross salad. We're going to make a skillet dinner with zucchini and sausage, tomatoes, and all this can be fresh out of your garden, or you can go to the farmer's market. So, well, first of all, we have this New Wave cooktop that we're going to use, and we're going to put in canola oil. So we're going to let that heat up just a little bit. And first we're going to use smoked sausage. Now I've got the turkey smoked sausage. It is a lower fat. We love the flavor of this. You can use regular smoked sausage. You could even buy the low salt. So we're just going to cut this into small pieces and we're going to brown it. The nice thing about smoked sausage is it is fully cooked, so you really don't have to cook that long, but I think it looks nice if we get it just nice and brown. So just in case you don't know, with all that zucchini that is floating around this time of the year, that August 8th has been called National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. So just in case you didn't know that, now you do. That's August 8th. So if you want to get rid of some of your zucchini, take it over to your neighbors. That's the day to do it. So we're going to fry up our smoked sausage here. And then we're going to add, we're going to use a clean knife since that's for meat. So we're going to use zucchini, which I also got at the farmer's market, because I don't grow that in my garden. You can do, you can dice it, you can slice it, however you want to do it. So, put a few pieces. I'm making this about for 2 people. That's what's nice. You can also make a whole pound of smoked sausage in there. And what's also nice about making this is you don't have to heat up your oven this time of the year. And this is a very filling dish. And do some research on spices. So, the #1 spice that is used is black pepper, which we're going to use tonight. And also, #2 is cinnamon, which kind of surprised me, but they were talking about all the health benefits of cinnamon. So that is the #2 spice that is used. So I'm basically dicing the zucchini for this. Okay, so we're going to fry all that up. And then we're going to use some celery. I know the recipe calls for garlic. We're not going to use it. But we're going to use a little bit of celery. You can kind of do some of this for your, just for your taste only. So put in a little bit of that. And I also got a fresh green pepper at the farmer's market. And you're also helping out your local farmers when you do that. So I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but it is frying up pretty nicely. And this is very, very colorful. A little bit more zucchini. That usually takes between 15 and 20 minutes to get to the right consistency. And if I was home, I would put a lid on it once I've got the sauteing done. And that'll go a little faster. So we're going to chop up about half a green pepper. Everything has been washed. You can do strips. You can do just chop it in fine pieces. It's however you want to do it. And if you also, I didn't have any, and then you have a farmer's market, we could use red peppers, yellow peppers, green peppers. Everything will add color to it. Kind of see. Now it's frying up really nice. It'll brown here in just a little bit. We'll add just a little bit more green pepper. I'm sure you've heard of all those zucchini desserts out there, the zucchini bread, the zucchini cake, and there's just about, I found zucchini cookie recipe, which I haven't tried yet, but I found a new one that you might want to try. We have the recipe here at the library, or if you want to get on the Betty Crocker baking site. It's called Zucchini Cake with cinnamon cream cheese frosting. And here is a piece. I made it over the weekend at home. It is absolutely delicious because you put cinnamon in the cream cheese frosting besides the cake itself. So in case you want to try that, you can go on the Betty Crocker baking site, or we would have that up here. And it's just called the zucchini cake with the cinnamon in the cream cheese frosting, which is just absolutely wonderful. Okay, so fry this up for just a few more minutes. Now, what we're going to also add in here, I add a lot of different spices that might not even be on your recipe. We're going to use parsley. We're going to use, this is actually Italian seasoning. I don't use just oregano. First, we're going to use our black pepper. And one of my absolutely favorites is smoked paprika. I get these spices at the Amish bulk food store. They're fresh. And I just refill my containers over and over again. The only other thing we'll be adding at the end, once this is just a little bit softer, and maybe you like your zucchini a little bit hard, and you put the lid on, obviously that'll get it done faster. As you can see, the smoked sausage is browning very nice. Okay, so that is getting very close to being done. So we're going to go ahead and add black pepper and our Italian seasoning, which is actually a combination of the three spices all together. Parsley. And the smoked paprika. And if you don't want to use regular onion, then you can always use the dried onion. It's not quite as strong. So we're going to add a can of diced tomatoes. Now you can use the stewed tomatoes. but the diced tomatoes, or if you want to use fresh tomatoes out of your garden, but the diced ones just really make it look a lot nicer. And then just warm it up. And I'll tell you what you can do to make this more of a hearty dinner, which I do at home. I cook brown rice in the slow cooker. You can do it on low or medium, and if you do 1 cup of like brown rice, add 3 cups of water, maybe a little more. If you do it on low, it takes between 3 and 4 hours. If you do it on high, it'll take less than that. And then if you just pour this over your brown rice, it is exceptionally good. So that's what your skillet dinner will look like, with all your spices, your tomato, and that way your zucchini is cooked first, then you add your tomatoes last, obviously. So that is your skillet zucchini and sausage.